Hello everyone, Andy here. Welcome back to the channel and slightly different environment to what I'm probably used to doing for a lot of my videos. And I'm also dressed a little bit smartly, not just for the video, but because this is before work. What I wanted to do was to reduce the stress of me trying to get a full video out on the new look of the car in time for Ford Fair, because the car will literally just be ready in time for Ford Fair. So for me to get the car back, take videos, edit it, take pictures, it was just going to stress me out way too much to get that all done before I needed to leave for Ford Fair on the Saturday. So what I thought was, I'm going to split this into two parts. We're going to go through the whole process from start to finish. I'm going to show you pictures and any videos I've got of the whole process up to the point when it has just gone into primer. So the story began with the new look for the car, and the concept was actually last September, so September 25. I'm not sure really where it came from, but I think I've seen a couple of things and I thought, how cool would it be to have like a bit of a wide kit for the car, but one that's not the crazy JWRC one. As much as that looks amazing, it's just too extreme for me. And, you know, I don't want the massive wheels and all that sort of fully cutting out the arches that goes into it. I wanted to keep it looking quite, I'm not sure if OEM is the right one, but like quite factory. I sort of looked at the RS. Now the RS was subtly wider. Now there are also, the RS concept, by the way, I meant to say for that. I did see that there was a like Mark II Focus RS kit that you could get. As much as I think it does look cool, I think only the arches side of things looks cool. I'm not a big fan of the front and rear bumper that come with it. I like to keep the kind of lines and the style from the current ST150. So anyway, yeah, going back, this was the drawing that I came up with, and it's kind of got a bit of inspiration from a sort of WRC look, the rally cars, where they have obviously the wider arches, but the tyre is exposed at the back. Now, another bit of inspiration was when I saw the Honda E wide body kit concept, and then it was made into reality by this company. I really liked that because it was quite subtle, but noticeably wider. And I also liked the style of how it flared out and then back to like the original lines of the car. So the process began that I thought, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. It's quite a big investment, but I think what will make it so much more special is the fact that it is kind of one of a kind. And I've always been a big fan of rally cars, the WRC, and to sort of have my own little WRC inspired kit was just really exciting. Now, something actually I haven't mentioned was, it's quite funny this, because this is wider in a sense, but also not. Basically, the profile down the side of the car, what I didn't want to change was the widest point, so the kind of 12 o'clock position of the front and the rear arches. Now the reason for that is because I didn't want to mess with rolling and cutting the arches. What was the widest I could go on the wheel setup, but without affecting that? So basically it was looking at the lines of the car to how to make it look wider, but without physically making it wider, if it makes sense. So I looked at how the lines of the car curve inwards from that 12 o'clock position, and then I thought, why don't we continue those lines and then eventually sort of marry them back up to the original. Sorry, by the way, if this is going to be quite a long video of listening to me talk, but there is a lot of information to go through over a long period of time. I knew I was going to go with my body shop, Flawless, in New Mills, because I know now John does a fantastic job.
John's a good, solid name. I like it.
And when I did get an idea of a price for if we were to cut the metalwork of the arches, it was very expensive, but you know what? Maybe looking back, that might not have been such a bad idea, but then it would have meant buying like another rear bumper to do a lot of plastic welding. It was quite a lot of job. So the concept or the idea I thought of was, and I've seen a lot on YouTube recently, is something that's coming about is 3D printing parts. Then obviously you filler over the top and then paint. So I found a 3D printer and I commissioned it to be scanned in the areas, just in the areas that I wanted. So the kind of central position to all the way back and the front arches, and then at the back, again, from the sort of making sure from the 12 o'clock position to the back, which later I wish I'd done the whole thing, because you'll see why. So once it was all scanned, the guy had a 3D model of the current shape of the car. I then showed my concept, my drawings, and left him to it. And then over the next few months, he started drawing up the new shapes for the car. He then went through sort of 2 prototypes at the time. The first one was to get the front arches, and then so this was now early in 2026, and then we were getting some early prototypes just to see if the 3D parts did actually mate up to the original bodywork of the car, and then went to a second set where the shape was starting to form a lot better now at the back on how I kind of wanted it to look, like the lines. And then finally, when it got to April, the final set was printed. So then you're getting to May now, where the car went to the body shop, and work was going to start progressing now on getting these 3D parts bonded onto the car and worked in. Now, one thing is when John at the body shop in Flawless started to sand back the passenger rear quarter, ready to bond on the new parts, the paint, now I just want to make this clear, this isn't his paint, by the way. If you have followed me for a long time, you'll know that early on, when I got the car, and I originally was thinking of keeping it all black, I got some body repair done on that panel, and I was never happy with the colour of what the guy had done. Now, basically, I remember that car was given to him, and within days, it was all done and ready to collect, which was amazing. You know, I thought, yeah, fantastic. But actually, what I found out was that was rushed, and it wasn't done properly. Probably also why it always looked a bit weird in certain light. But basically, it was pretty much flaking off, and it was where you could see the layers of the blue paint was fine on top of the new black paint, but that black paint underneath that was done years ago wasn't done properly against the kind of factory of the car, and it was all peeling off. Some sort of reaction. So it was going to happen eventually. It probably would have bubbled up. So
John's a good, solid name. I like it.
had to then strip that whole panel back, which I wasn't expecting, but it was the only way to get a proper finish. You now have got the parts bonded on. Then it was a matter of he was doing some plastic welding to, you know, make sure they all sort of stay tight together, the parts that are needed to be. They were nice and solid. He was making sure that, you know, there was days and days for it to be fully cured. Then it was a matter of filler and like a fiberglass filler as well, which is notorious for max power cars. And to be honest, people will probably stick their noses up at the fact that there is going to be lots of filler and fiberglass filler on this car. But you know what? That just makes it more of a max power car. What he kept doing was, the reason it took so long was he wanted to make it perfect. And in order to do that, he kept having to do lots of thin layers, sanding it back, checking the shape, adding more filler. And, you know, the process kept going on and on. It got to the point when he started to get it painted, because we were in a rush now for Max Power Reunion, the car show. And it wasn't quite going to be ready. And I also needed the car for its MOT as well. I actually had to take it, just been painted, and it was just starting to kind of, you know, sand it back and polish it. And it had to go for its MOT. So I had to pick up the car, which was not looking in its best state, but enough to get it passed, which luckily it did. It's got a few advisories, but we know about things like, you know, the front and rear subframe and the axle need doing. So that has to get done early next year now. But it did pass. I was thankful to hear. But it went back to the body shop, and as it did, I looked at the front of the rear arches, and for me, something was missing. But the front of the rear was left standard, and it wasn't mating up with the new lines at the back of the car. We were running out of time, because I thought, right, we just need to get this done now. I got the front 3D parts printed, and we thought they'll probably work. He had to work his magic to be nice and in line with the rear. He's been happy with it. I'm really happy with it. And it went into primer. So this video, hopefully, should be coming out within days, probably, of me getting these pictures of it in primer. And I wanted to leave the progress there, because the next step is it's going to be painted, The clear's going to go on. He's going to, you know, do his usual magic to make it look mint, like, you know, sand it back, polish it all up. All the parts need putting back on, and I want to show a second video of a full reveal of how the final look, the final WRC one-off custom arch kit on a MK6 Fiesta has turned out. And it will have its first debut at Ford Fair, and it'll be on the Oval Owners Club stand as well. This is probably, I'm sure, been quite a long video, and basically listening to me and looking at me talking all about this, but that's a long period of time. I'm trying to work out now from when I first did it to when it's going to be finished. It's like 10 months from something like that, 10 months from like concept to me finally getting the car back is just crazy. I can't wait to get the car back because it's going to look and feel so special. I mean, it already kind of did for me being in the only grabber blue metallic of that shape Fiesta anyway. But now to have this custom WRC body kit nearly ready to go out and drive and to share with everyone at shows, I'm so excited to see what people think of this. Very quickly before I go, I'm just going to put a little extra at the end of this video, is that I did create a separate channel for the van. So, you know, if you're on this channel, you do follow the car and you follow the camper van, that I've taken the decision to separate the two of them. I just think I need to differentiate this content because I think a lot of people generally have followed this channel, especially initially anyway, purely because they're interested more in the car. So I want to keep this channel just for mainly Bluey, the car, anything car related, that's car shows, mods, car cleaning, that sort of thing. And I've got the camper van family. I'll put it in the description. Any support to follow that one as well would be fantastic. I really do appreciate if you can do that. And it just means that I can put any of the videos that are to do with us out on our adventures just on that channel. Now, if I do any mods on the van, I'm happy to share that on this channel as well, because I think it's kind of related to a lot of what is already on this channel. So thanks for everyone who has stuck around and stayed with the channel. You know, there's not been really much content for the last 3 months on it while all this work has been going on with it, but it is going to be so worth it when it's done. Thanks everyone for watching. See you again soon. Bye.